Hey guys, welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Rachel, and this video is a little bit different than the usual stuff that I post on my page, but I'm hoping that it's not too different because I feel like it ties in to a lot of the things that I do in my everyday life that I showcase on this page. So if you've never seen me before, this is one of the first videos you've seen from me. I do a lot of home content, productive routines, and morning routines around the house, and then I also do some vlogs out in the city or out traveling when I have the opportunity to do so. And naturally, a goal of mine when I'm sharing these videos is to grow and get more views, get more subscribers, and hopefully turn this into a full-time thing because it's just what I love to do. But we're not quite there yet. I have an Instagram page, which is where we're focusing for this video. It's at Rachel Marie PNG, and it's kind of just like the photo side of my brand, I guess, and what I'm doing. So I post a lot of photos from my travels and then also photos at home or around the city. And of course, because I'm a dog mom, I post a lot of photos of my dog Suki. Dog photos tend to get a decent amount of engagement or new viewers coming to you because they maybe found your post under a dog related hashtag that they follow, and that's where we're starting today. But before we dive in, I just want to quickly explain a little bit more of why I'm making this video. I have recently gone down a rabbit hole of watching these commentator YouTubers talk about like pop culture issues or influencer culture, social media culture, and also mixed in kind of random but with anti-MLM stuff. And I have just gotten so deep down the rabbit hole. I've fallen in love with that type of content. There's two specific creators that I watch and I've been binging their videos on these things, so I'll give them a little shout out on the screen. Not that they need the shout out, they're way bigger than me. Anyway, these videos have just been really insightful and entertaining and also eye-opening to just like how many crazy scams and stuff there is out there. Scams or lies or people faking things for views. It comes in a million different colors, but I just feel like it's been very eye-opening. And while I don't think I was necessarily like super trusting in strangers and not skeptical before, it's definitely made me even more skeptical and kind of like look into things with a more critical eye to see like what this really is. And so that's how I got started on what we're looking into in this video. So today I'm going to spill the beans on something I recently encountered that I didn't know the extent of and how it worked until this experience, and that is how people will scam you in a somewhat legitimate way through Instagram DMs. So for the structure of this video, I'm just going to kind of walk you through my thought process and the exact steps I took and where that led me and what like discoveries I made. So as I mentioned, I recently posted a photo of my dog. This is that photo, super cute. And one thing I honestly hate about Instagram is coming up with a caption. So I never usually do much. I just kind of put something short and simple, and then I follow it with a bunch of hashtags to try to get my post seen. I know there's a lot of debate about using a bunch of hashtags. I don't know much about it, so don't come for me if this is not the right strategy. This is just what I do. And so because it was a photo of my dog, all the hashtags pretty much are dog related. Now, if you look in my comments, clearly they worked because we got a bunch of bots commenting. But what is more intriguing is this petssparkle.m56 sent me a GIF saying check your inbox. And the exact same GIF was sent by another dog account that's spelled puppies, PUPPIZ 97. And so I'm like, okay, let's see what this is all about. I go to my inbox and obviously I've already messaged them, so I can't show you the original, but it was in my message requests and I think it was under hidden. And for those who don't know, whenever you get a new message from someone you've never DM'd before on Instagram, it'll put it in a request box so that you have to approve the conversation before you can respond or before they can send anything else. And so that's where these messages went. If Instagram thinks that these messages are from a spam account or a bot, they'll usually put them under the hidden tab of your requests, which kind of hides them even further so that you don't really have to deal with them if you don't want to. And so I get a bunch of them in there that are probably coming from bots and stuff, and I just delete them or don't even look at them. But what's interesting is they're usually coming from accounts that have like no followers, no profile photo, no bio, no photos, like completely blank page. And so I feel like that's very obviously a scam. You're like, this is a bot or some random person who just made this page to try to scam me, whatever. So you just delete it. What intrigued me about these ones is they came from accounts that were, I won't say well established. They had like 100 followers, but they had followers. They had posts that were relevant to what they claim to be their content and their brand. And they had profile photos with the logo. They had bios. So they were already way more legit looking to me than I had come across, which piqued my interest. So we're going to look at both of those pet brands that commented the same gif of check your inbox on my recent photo of my dog. And I'll show you my conversations with both of them. I was just trying to convey interest in what they had to say so that I could get more information and see what this was really about. So we'll start with Puppies with a Z, I don't know, 97. So here's their account. They only have 5 posts, but they are of dogs. So it is like relevant to what they share. And they're talking about welcome to our new ambassador with this photo of this dog. They've also got this person and they tag the person so you can see they're a legit account of this dog named Storm. And this dog is now an ambassador for this company and they featured them on this account. And so they have a bunch like that. But what's interesting is it's their tiny account with 137 followers. In their bio, it says it's an official page for this account, Official Puppiza. Still don't really know how you're supposed to pronounce that. And this is one with 50,000 followers and they're verified. And like I said, I've gotten a lot of messages like this before from accounts that claim to be affiliated with a big verified brand, but they have no posts, no followers, no profile photo, nothing. And so those are the ones I just immediately trash. And now I'm kind of curious. I'm like, wait, were those actually legit? The term legit in this case is just like they are actually associated with the company. That doesn't mean that they're doing anything good or legit or moral. But that's what I mean. So now I'm kind of curious, like, were they actually associated with those companies or were they actually just scammers? Who knows? Because I deleted all of them. But this is the first one we're looking at. So they DM'd me and they said, hello, hope you have an amazing day. This is at Official Puppiza Marketing Team, legal and registered brand, green checkmark emoji. Would you be interested to know more about our offer for you? And so like I've already reiterated, normally I would just delete this without responding. But for the purposes of research, I decided to engage and I really was expecting a total scam like right up front. I was thinking they weren't actually associated with the brand and they were just pretending to be, and that it was going to be some sort of like Venmo me and you'll get your products. And then obviously I'm not going to do that, but we'll just go through the conversation and you can see what it actually turned into. So I said, hello, yes, I'd love to know more. And one thing to note that I thought was interesting is they were very quick to respond. Like I responded hours later and they responded 1 minute after my response. So every time I messaged them, even if it had been a little bit, they responded immediately. So they say, nice to talk to you. I will send our offer and how to join now. Here is our offer for our superstar. I feel so honored and special. Like I know that they're only sending this message to me and they're not copying and pasting it to everyone that they message. It's so sweet and personal. So their offer is you get a special 70% discount on all their products. So apparently there's a 45% discount on the website plus an additional 25% discount that they're giving me with the code MRM25, which I found very interesting because in their bio, they list that discount code, which I just now noticed when I was showing you the page. So it's not even an exclusive code that like they have to send you. It's literally in their bio. So if you're not an ambassador, you could just use the code from their bio and get the discount anyway. Anyway, I just noticed that. They also say free worldwide shipping and an additional free product with your order as a gift from us to you. And then in turn, they say that I will be featured as their new ambassador and that I will receive a personal 60% discount code and earn 40% commission on every order made using it. They send me the link to their website. They say, here's how to join. Pick your favorite items and add them to your cart. Use code MRM25 at the checkout. They send me their website again. And then they say, second, now it's time to choose your free gift, which I guess is a different link. So they want me to add in the notes when I'm checking out what my free gift will be, but not in the cart because it's free. Which already kind of weird. Like, why wouldn't you just give me a discount code to get that item free? Kind of sketch that you're asking me to type it into the notes of my order, but okay. Then they say, send me your order number once you are done to announce you as our new ambassador on our official verified account. And they send me the link again and the code again, MRM25. Lots of messages. So I take a few hours to respond once again, but no worries. They are on top of their responses and they responded immediately again. And so with this message, I was still assuming that they were trying to scam me somehow and that like they weren't actually affiliated with the brand, because I just feel like it's so weird that you would use such a small, not well-established account to reach out to people when you have a verified account with hundreds or 50,000 followers. Like, why would you use this tiny account that doesn't look legit? So I was still thinking it was fake. And so I was trying to get them to admit that or just kind of back them into a corner so that they couldn't explain themselves. So I said, okay, I will look into it. Just curious, why do you message from this account instead of the main one? It just makes it a little sketchier and can be hard to tell if you're legit or not, with a little laughing emoji. I didn't want to be too accusatory, but I wanted to be blunt, you know? And they said, we are the marketing team for at Official Pup Pizza. We are responsible for finding our new stars, and our official account is responsible for featuring them. Interesting. Still don't get why you can't just do that from the main account. And then they said in very perfect grammar, and if you want me to let the official account to contact you to feel more safe, tell me, heart. And then because I took 2 seconds to respond, they looked at my story and said, so cute, with a heart emoji. And so at this point, when I saw this message, I was a little thrown off because I was like, wait, they actually are associated with the main account, because I still thought they were fake. And I kind of had a few different thoughts running through my head. I thought, one, they are actually associated with that account, which was very surprising and quite the plot twist if that was true. Two, maybe they're just saying that and hoping that I'll be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Like, no worries. I get it. And just move on. Or three, I would say, yeah, please do that. And then they would just ghost me because they're not actually legit. Those were kind of the three things going through my mind that might happen next. So I said, oh, okay, yeah, if you don't mind, that would be great. And they said 1 second. And then 1 minute later, they contacted you. And then again, sent me the @ to the official account. And I said, thank you. They said, always welcome. Send me the order number once you're done. I said, okay, sounds good. Thanks. And I kind of ended this conversation here because I was also talking to the other account, which we'll get to in a sec, but I will show you. They did, in fact, contact me, the official Papisa page with 50,000 followers and a verified check mark. They said, hey, our agent contacted you to be our ambassador with a bunch of hearts. We are so excited to join us. They need to work on double checking their texts before they send them. And then they did the same thing, which was weird. They looked at my story and said hi in response to it because I took 1 minute to answer. Anyway, so I said, hello, thank you for reaching out. They said welcome with a bunch of heart eyes emojis, and I didn't respond because I was like, okay, cool. You've proven that you're actually associated with the brand. Now I'll just quickly show you. I'm not going to go into too much detail here, but I'll just show you how the code is legit. It does actually work. Okay, so I'm on their website. Oh, cute. I want this donut toy for my dog. So I'm clicking. Oh, I need a size medium. Okay, that's the only option. Interesting. Add to cart. Wait, what? Oh, I have to pick a color. Sorry, pink. Add to cart. And then proceed to checkout and have a coupon. Yes, I do. So let me apply my coupon, MRM25. Apply coupon. And it says it was successfully applied. And if you scroll down, you can see that my 25% off coupon took off $7. So the total is now $21 instead of $28. So that's proof that the coupon code actually does work. It's not a scam. That part isn't. So that surprised me. I was like, oh, this coupon code is real. Like, interesting. Because again, if somehow this was still not the real brand, then the code would obviously not work, right? So that was a surprise. Now, before I dive deeper into the purchasing side and the becoming an ambassador side, I want to quickly show you the conversation I had with the other brand, because this is the brand that I actually dove deeper into and really busted. So the second account that reached out to me, like I said, it was petsparkle.m56. Now, here's their page. They actually have more followers than when I last looked at their page 2 days ago. They were in the hundreds, I think. So now they're in the 200s. So they look decently legit. They've got the profile photo is the logo, I assume, because that's what the other one has too. In their bio, they tag the big account of the brand. They say looking for new models, blah, blah, blah. And they have a bunch of photos posted of dogs that they are claiming are now ambassadors, and cats, sorry. And so if you look at this post, it's got a tag to the account of the person who owns this dog, I guess. Yep. And they're saying, look, I have a promo code. You get a huge discount. Use it because they get commission from that code. So these are legit people who did make purchases and are now ambassadors for this brand. But once again, before doing too much digging into their account, I was still a bit skeptical. They messaged me and they said, hello there. I hope you're having a great day. This is Mariana from Pet Sparkle marketing team. We absolutely love your profile and think you'd be the perfect fit to be one of our spotlight models. So would you like to hear more about our ambassador program? And they tagged the brand again. And again, I'm trying to seem very interested. I'm thinking this is all a scam. So I say, OMG, how cool. Yes, please tell me more. And one thing I do want to note, which is interesting, is even Instagram thought that these were scams, because when I accepted this chat, it had a pop-up come up that was like, are you sure you want to accept this? It looks like this person is based out of a different country. this is looking a little sketch. And I was like, yeah, because I want to bust them, you know? So Instagram thought it was a scam too. I don't know what aspect of it they thought was a scam. I'm assuming similar to what I thought initially, that they're not even associated with the company, but not sure. So they say, of course, here's our offer for our superstars as an official model, which I thought it was interesting that they use such similar phrasing because they're supposedly two different companies doing this. They say, choose any items you like for free from any of our collections every month. Just cover shipping. No extra taxes or fees. Be featured on our official account at Pet Sparkle as our new model and get a personal code for you and your followers with 80% off and gain 40% commission. Plus, receive a free piece on each new collection every month. Are you ready to join our big family? And the reason I am going to focus a little bit more on this one in this video is because the deal seemed even crazier, like even more too good to be true. They said choose any items you like for free, whereas the other one was like a discount code for what I think it was 75% off total. And they're saying I'm getting everything I want, however much I want, for free. All I have to do is cover the shipping. Now, again, from the perspective that I had before looking into this further, I still was thinking they're not even associated with the company, right? And so when they said all you have to cover is the shipping, I was thinking, oh, so this is going to be some really sketchy, like not through an official website. Like I tell you the products I want, you say, great, it's free. Here's how much shipping is, Venmo me or something, right? That's what I was expecting. And so I wanted them to say that. So I said, maybe how do you go about collecting the shipping costs from me? Because I thought it was going to be some sketchy transaction through Zelle or something. But instead they sent me the link to their website and they didn't really answer my question, but that's because they do have you place a legit order through the website and that's how you pay shipping. Obviously, that's how that works when you place an order through an online business. So it was a legit transaction that way. It wasn't like we'll calculate the shipping and you Venmo us. So they didn't really address that, but that's why. They said, here's our website. Feel free to use the code MMS100 to pick 1 or 2 items you love. After placing your order, kindly send me a screenshot of your order confirmation number to receive the link to the ambassador dashboard to create your personalized commission code. So I said, okay, I'm looking at the store now. Thank you. And in this time, I was like, this is still weird. So I actually messaged the actual Pet Sparkle account because this brand has a lot more followers too. So they are even more established than the other one. They have 100,000 and they're verified. And so I was like, still kind of weird that they use such a tiny unestablished account to message people they want to work with. So I messaged them directly to see if they would respond. And I said, hello, the profile at petsparkle.m56 has been messaging me asking if I want to be an ambassador for the brand. Is this a legit account? Usually accounts that ask me this have like no photos and 0 followers, but this one has some, so I'm a little bit confused. They said, hello dear, thank you for messaging us. Regarding the message you've received, no need to worry as it's one of our marketing team accounts and don't hesitate to ask him about any details you would like to know. They are here to make it easier for you. We can't wait for you to join our family and represent our brand. We will be very happy and lucky. Oh my God, the typos. That message took a little bit longer to get to me. So I was done talking to these people at this point. I had already figured out what they were up to. So kind of irrelevant, but that was their response. So it did confirm they are connected. And anyway, I forgot to read this last message with the marketing account. When I said I was looking at the store, they said, of course, I'm here if you have any more inquiries. Can't wait to have you and Suki on board. She's so precious, which like, yeah, I know she is. I'm sure you want her on board because she's adorable. Anyway, at this point, I'm starting to doubt myself because I was like so certain going into this that these were scams, right? I thought they were not even real accounts, not even actually associated with the brand. So they already threw me a curveball in proving that they were associated with the brands and that they were not just trying to scam me into like selling them money. So I was already thrown off by that. And then when I was testing the coupon codes, they were working. I was like, this is crazy, right? And I'm just going to kind of walk you through the process I went through. So again, I ended up going with Pets Sparkle to look into deeper because they had the crazy deal with a completely free set of products where you only have to pay for shipping. And one thing I do want to note is I feel like you might be being like, why are they even making you pay for shipping? They're the ones who want you to be an ambassador. And that's totally valid. And I think that's what you should look out for in these types of messages because clearly they're up to something. We're getting there. But also because my account's so small, I have 500 followers. I don't think it would be much benefit for them to have me as an ambassador because I'm not reaching that many people. I'm not super active and engaging on there. I just kind of post when I want to. So in my head, I was like, well, maybe like this is just the types of deals you get at this size, right? I don't have millions of followers. I'm not super influential. Brands would totally give those people completely free products, no shipping, all that stuff, pay them to make sponsored posts. But I was like, well, maybe it's just because I'm small, right? So I didn't think too much of it right then. Although I did kind of assume it's probably going to be expensive, like just the shipping, because that's the only thing I'm paying, but I wasn't sure. So I go onto PetSparkle website, and I'll admit they have some cute stuff. Like there's a D-Dog hoodie, so cute. They've got sunglasses and bandanas. They have balls and treats. They have beds. They have combs, brushes. They have everything you can think of for dogs. They also have a cat section, but obviously I was looking at dog stuff. So I'll admit some of their stuff was really cute. And I was like, so in my journey to discover and bust this scammer, am I going to actually end up finding out that they are totally legit and I can get super cute products for free, right? So I added some to my cart just to test it. So I chose this ball that you put treats in to help clean your dog's teeth. I don't know, this thing for the bath, a bed, and a D-Dog hoodie. And then of course I was like, 4 products totaling $190. No way I'm going to get this for free, right? Like this code has to be fake. So I typed it in, MMS100, apply, and it works. Minus $190. So at this point, I'm like, this is crazy. What's the catch, right? Like I'm still skeptical, but I'm starting to lose confidence in myself and my spidey senses because I'm like, this is still proving to be really good, right? So I go to checkout, and as expected, the shipping is where they get you. It's $89 to ship 4 items, which, I mean, not a huge surprise there. That's also not like the craziest scam, right? They did say that I had to pay for shipping and that the stuff would be free. All I have to cover is shipping. It's not like that's a huge surprise. I was expecting it to be a lot. Whatever. And just for an experiment, I do want to see if I got 1 thing instead of 4. I'm curious how much the shipping would be, if it would be like more reasonable because you're only getting 1 thing, or if it's still going to be like $20 or something ridiculous, which I assume it will, but I'm just curious. Okay, $33 to ship 1 little brush to me. So at this point, I'm like, okay, even if this is a legit thing, I'm not partaking because yeah, it's like a bunch of free products, but $89 of shipping, like no, that's ridiculous, right? And so I've decided, this isn't a great deal, even if it is a legit company doing a legit thing, whatever. I'm not going to take the bait because I don't feel like spending $89 on shipping for products I wouldn't be getting if they didn't ask me to, So I had already kind of given up hope at this point, but there was something itching, I was like, but what is the catch? What are they doing? How does this benefit them? And so I can't take full credit. My hubby and I were looking into this together, but we turned to the trusty old Reddit because Reddit is where you go for legitimate advice on these things. And I sound like I'm being sarcastic and maybe some people think I'm crazy, but I'm being serious. So we found someone had posted on r/scams, Pets ambassador, is it legit or scam? And they posted a screenshot of a very similar type of message for a different brand, Petsum.official. I don't know. This was a year ago too, so I don't even know if that brand is still around. That'd be interesting. Maybe I should look after this. So anyway, they're saying that they received a message from a brand to be their ambassador, even though they only have like 50 followers. They had told me about their offer and it was kind of suspicious. I want to know if it's a scam or not. And the top comment is ambassador means customer with fake discount we drop ship cheap Chinese crap to while they pay double for those items. So of course then I'm like, oh, interesting. And I continue reading. And then I find this longer comment, which explains in a little bit more detail what we're dealing with here. They say, this is a dishonest marketing technique where a user will reach out to you on a social media platform, usually Instagram, and offer you the chance to work with or promote a brand. Sometimes the main brand account will reach out to you, but other times a fresh account will message you and direct you to contact the main account. I'm curious why they do this still. Maybe because the accounts that reach out to a lot of people get banned for like spamming and stuff. And maybe they don't want their main account to get banned. That's a hunch I have. I don't know if that's true. Working with the brand will involve buying their products, though you may be offered a discount. This technique is usually used by dropshipping sites that sell items from AliExpress at inflated prices, so even with the discount, they will make money from your order. This is simply a marketing technique sent to many people at once to get people to order from their site. So if you receive a message like this, all you need to do is ignore it. So basically what they're saying is these are pretty much fake companies. They're not creating these products. They don't have a design team designing these from scratch, unique to their brand. They're not producing them themselves. They're ordering them from websites like AliExpress, which if you've never heard of that, they basically just have like ridiculously cheap stuff that you can buy. And I'll show you some examples in a second. And they're coming from probably China and other countries that do not practice the best labor laws and stuff like that. And so that's how it's so cheap. And these fake companies will pose themselves as real legit pet brands or whatever. It seems like pets is a big target that they use, which makes sense because don't you want free stuff for your pet? And they will order these in bulk from these websites. And when you order them in bulk, you could be paying, I'm not even kidding, like sometimes as low as like 99 cents for a dog hoodie or a dog toy or something, like super cheap. And again, I'll show you some examples in a second. And they're buying a bunch of them at that super cheap price, probably getting even more of a discount because they're buying so many at once. And then they're selling them for a ridiculous markup, and that's how they're making their profit. All right, I'm editing this and I just realized what I just explained is kind of like a combination of two different things. So I just wanted to come clarify real quick. What I was saying is the brand basically posing as a real brand, acting like these are their products, but getting them elsewhere and buying them in bulk for a huge discount. That could be what's going on with some of these companies. But what the Reddit user was claiming was the concept of drop shipping, which is different. Obviously, I don't know which one of these each company is actually doing. I don't know where the Reddit user got this information or if they're also just making an assumption, but drop shipping is where the company doesn't even actually handle the products themselves and they never touch the product. They basically just act as the middleman between their chosen supplier, whoever that is, and the customer. So the customer comes onto a website like PetSparkle to order products, but the actual PetSparkle brand company does not have any of these products in store. They order them from their supplier after receiving the customer's order, and the supplier will ship it directly to the customer. Dropshipping itself is legal and it is a recognized method of doing business, but as with, everything, there are certain rules that you have to follow. I'm not claiming that any of these companies are doing anything illegal. I'm assuming they're probably not, but there is also an ethical side to dropshipping, and that's where I think these companies are in trouble. There are no legal issues with acting as the middleman between the supplier and the customer, but the supplier that you are choosing can be representative of your ethics as a business owner. And I think if you're not making it clear where you're sourcing your products because you're not sourcing from the most ethical place and you're doing something sketchy where you're making a huge profit because of it, that's where things become a bit questionable. So there's definitely a difference there. I'm not sure which this company is using, but either way, they're saving a ton of money and charging ridiculous markups, which I'm about to prove to you. And so even though they're offering them to me for free with their code, one, I'm paying $89 in shipping, which I doubt is how much it's actually going to cost them to ship that. So they're probably pocketing a lot of that money. But let's assume that they actually have to spend $89 to ship 4 items to me. Then they're really not making a single cent off of my singular purchase, right? But assuming I become an ambassador, I post about them, I direct people to their page, those people are spending money. They're still getting a ton of money from them, from a one-time investment in me that probably cost them $3. But that's with the assumption that they're not taking a cut of the $89 shipping, which there's no world where that's the case. But anyway, now I want to prove to you that this is true. I have some screenshots as I was doing my researching. Here's the Adidog hoodie from PetSparkle that I was considering purchasing when I was looking into this to see if it was real or not. They are selling it for $48. Here is the exact same Adidog hoodie sold on AliExpress for 99 cents. Here's a rainbow donut bed is what they call it for dogs, and the size that I would have needed for Suki would have been $70 from PetSparkle. That same bed on AliExpress is $40.87, which isn't as substantial of a difference as the 99-cent hoodie, but it's still a $40 bed versus $70 for what the other company is selling it for. And like I said, they're probably getting an even bigger discount on this because they're buying a bunch of them in bulk. So they're probably getting them for even cheaper than $40, and they're selling them for $70. Then we've got this little brush to wash your dog. It's like got this little compartment that you put the dog shampoo into, and then it's supposed to come out the bottom where the bristles are so that you don't have to like squeeze the shampoo onto your dog and then have a separate brush to like rub it in. It's all in one, which seems pretty handy actually. And they were selling it for $36 on PetSparkle, which look at that thing. It's probably made of rubber or plastic. It does not look like it's that fancy. It's tiny. $36. There's one on AliExpress for 99 cents. The exact same thing. And then the final item that I had in my cart from PetSparkle was one of these little balls that you can put food in so that your dog has to like kind of chew the ball to get the food out, and it's supposed to clean their teeth. I don't know. I was going to get one of them for $36 for a ball. $36. Now I couldn't find the exact one on AliExpress. This was the only one that like it didn't look exactly the same, but like it's the exact same thing. It's just an oval shape instead of a perfect sphere, but it's literally the same thing. And you could get one of them for $2.89 from AliExpress. Now let me just do a little bit of math here. $2.89 for a little ball, $40.87 for that dog bed, and then 99 cents for the hoodie and 99 cents for the bath brush thing. So you're looking at a total of $45 from AliExpress if you were to get those 4 things. Let's remember, when I had those 4 things in my cart on PetSparkle, it was $190 total, which supposedly was getting covered for free. So that in itself is a $145 markup. They are making $145 off of just my order. Now, of course, they're not actually right because I get the discount code. So I'm getting them for free. So let's say I pay $89 of shipping. They're still making $44 off of that shipping cost. Now, obviously, there's like little costs here and there of them shipping it to me. But I don't know about you guys. I have never shipped a package that small for $89. They are not spending that much on shipping. It's so that they can still make a profit even though they're offering me free products. So yeah, let's just assume without the discounts they probably get for buying in bulk, it costs them $45 to buy the 4 products that I'm ordering. It costs them that much to get them from AliExpress. And then when they give them to me for free and only charge me shipping, they're still making $44 off of me. And a little bit of that will go to the shipping costs probably, but hardly any, I'm sure. So they're still making like $40 off of me, even though I'm supposed to be getting these things for free so that I can be an ambassador and promote their brand. So anyway, that was what I discovered, and I just wanted to, before I kind of give my final thoughts, I just wanted to highlight this little story on Reddit because it is someone who found this post and was like, oh, I'm glad I found this because I want to share my take. They also received a message like this offering for them to be an ambassador, and they did fall for it and they did place an order. And I want to just give this little anecdote that they shared. They said, glad I found a post I can comment on. Well, I also was offered this and I went with it because it sounded like a good deal to me. So I placed an order around 2 weeks now. And I just saw all the posts that says this is a scam. And not gonna lie, I'm a bit worried now that it's true because I saw all their previous ambassadors reviews and it looked legit. All I have to say now is that I advise you to not proceed with the offer if you haven't already until I come back with an update. Well, if the order even shows up. In parentheses, I've been tracking my order, so we'll see. They did come back with an update. So they said, my order arrived not long after. Everything I ordered showed up, nothing broken, nothing missing. The quality is good. They didn't charge me more than they said they would. I would say that I got everything I was promised. I'm so glad I didn't get scammed like all those people claimed it to be. Anyway, I came back with my update and I can assure you it's not a scam. So if you want to proceed with the offer, it's up to you. Now, I wanted to share that person's little anecdote before going into my final thoughts for this video because here's the thing. It's not a total scam. It's almost like a legit scam, if I could call it anything. The company is real. The pages that are reaching out to you are real, probably. Okay, obviously make sure, but the ones that reached out to me, they were real, and most of them, I guess, probably are. The products are real. It seems like if you place an order, you will actually receive those products. You will be featured as an ambassador on their page. It's like all of those things are legitimate. The scam comes in knowing that they are not actually producing these products. These products are not actually unique to this company. They are purchasing them for much, 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 much cheaper from these weird sites like AliExpress, where you could purchase from directly if you really want that hoodie, but you don't want to pay $40 for it. You could get it for 99 cents from AliExpress. Do I recommend doing that? Not necessarily, but you could. But if you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to order from AliExpress, it looks kind of sketchy, valid. But if you go through the other brands, you're basically just paying a lot more money for what looks like a more official brand. I do want to make a little disclaimer. I feel like some people will think that me calling this a scam is harsh because you are getting the products. They're not taking your more money than they say they're going to. They're not taking your credit card information as far as I know. I'm sure some would, but they're not for the most part. But they are putting up this front that this is their brand. These are their products. They are selling these products to their customers. They want you to get some of these products for free or for a really good deal because they just value your support and your affiliation with them that much. They just really think that you would be such a great part of their team. They think that you could really promote their products and turn them a lot of business, and they want to get you jump started doing that for them by giving you a really good deal on your first set of products for them, and then giving you an incentive to stay with them with your affiliate code and your commission that you're getting when you sell products. And so all of those things, yeah, they're legit, but they're putting up this front that's not real. They are not making these products. They are basically just a social media face for the people behind it who are just ordering these products from these really cheap, crappy websites and then selling them to you for a crazy markup. At the end of the day, it's your choice if you want to go forward with it. I guess the one pro you could say that could come out of it is they do feature you as an ambassador and you do get posted on their page, and maybe that does drive more people to your page and you get followers. In that way, I guess it's kind of like a more legitimate way of buying followers. Sorry, but that's kind of what it is. But obviously it's your money. You choose how you want to spend it. I just personally don't like how much money they're trying to take from me, and they're being dishonest about it. They're obviously purposely acting like this is such a great deal and you're so special to them, when they're actually realistically sending this same copy pasted message to thousands of people a day, hundreds maybe, when Instagram finally blocks them. And like I just threw out earlier when I was in the middle of showing you guys stuff, because it just popped into my head, I'm wondering if that's probably why they have these secondhand accounts that do all the messaging, because they're trying to send out as many as they can at a time to as many people as they can so that they're getting all these purchases. And Instagram obviously will only allow a certain number of messages before they're like, hey, you're kind of spamming people, we're going to suspend you or ban you or whatever the case. If they were doing that from their main official account, they risk getting banned and losing all that progress and growth and verification or whatever. So I'm thinking that, obviously I don't know for sure, this is just speculation, but I'm thinking that's probably why they have these tiny accounts doing it for them. These accounts that only have like 5 posts, it's probably because they had one that they used before, it got banned. This is a new one that has been around for a few days and they're doing the same thing again. So anyway, that's kind of all the information I have for you for this video. That's the little scam that I uncovered. I don't know how widespread this is. I don't know how many people know that this is going on, but it is. I didn't know until this experience here. And I guess I just want to share this because, one, like I said, I've been down a rabbit hole of these types of videos and I've been loving them. And so I kind of wanted to try it myself and try to uncover a little scam myself. I've also been interested in these types of DMs and like what the motive is and what the catch is, because I've gotten a lot of them over the years. And also I just keep thinking about that Reddit user that said, don't worry guys, it's not a scam, or all these dogs that they're posting on their page like, welcome to our new ambassador, who fell for the messages and the trick that they tried to get me into. It just makes me kind of sad for them because, yeah, they got their products that they ordered. Yeah, they get a special link where they can get commission if anyone buys from it, which I think is a big if, especially because they're targeting smaller creators because they know no big creator will take the deal. So they're targeting smaller creators that will likely not really get many sales through their personal links, so they won't have to pay them much money for commission. But, you know, yeah, they get their link, they get their commission, they get their products, and they get featured as an ambassador with this brand. But what they don't realize is that they could have gotten those same products for at least half the price, but probably a lot less. It's sad because they think that the brand really wanted to work with them and really valued them as a creator and really valued their affiliation with that brand, and it's just not true. They're sending those messages to as many people as they can every single day, and they don't value you as a creator or your profile. They just want your money, and they want you to tell other people to spend their money there as well. Also, if you just dig a little deeper, it's giving MLM, because a lot of these MLM companies, their main customers are the people in the MLM, which everything I'm about to share is what I learned from those creators I shouted out at the beginning of this video. So I'm not trying to act like I knew all this before that. I learned it from their videos. So go watch them if you want deeper dives. But there's different MLMs that sell products that require, if you're going to be a part of the MLM and you're going to make your own business selling these products, you have to buy them yourself, because you have to show that you love them and use them. And you usually have to sign up for some subscription, so you're getting the products every month or so that you're continuing to use them and show them off, right? Because you can't sell a product that you're not using. It needs to be authentic. And so because of that, a lot of these MLMs, their main customers, like the majority of where they're getting their money in terms of selling their products, is from their own workers / employees, if you can even call them that. So it's not even from those workers selling to people outside of the MLM because they're just good salespeople and they get those people to want to buy their shampoo or whatever. It's not even that. It's most of the money that the company is earning from selling the products is selling them to the people who are already a part of this MLM. And that's kind of what this is giving. It's like, we're not making a lot of sales, so we're just going to message as many people as Instagram will let us message a day, asking them to be an ambassador, giving them what seems like a crazy deal so that they purchase from us when they normally wouldn't. And now, oh, great, you're an ambassador, you're affiliated with us, you can continue purchasing from us with these really great discount codes. And turns out 98% of the people purchasing from them are those people that became ambassadors because of that DM. And so it's very, very similar to an MLM in the sense that most of the customer base and most of the money that this business is making is from selling products to the people who are already affiliated with their brand. It's not new customers, not people who would find their website and shop from them without being directed to it or asked by the brand itself. And again, that's more so speculation. Obviously, I don't have their statistics of like how many people actually shop from them, but these types of brands with these weird names, I mean, Puppiza, Pets Sparkle, like it's just, it doesn't seem the most legit. It's not the type of company that everyone is getting ads from and everyone is purchasing from when they want to get their dog a new toy or a new hoodie. It's just not. So I really think that this is their way to make money because they can't get the sales naturally. So they have to ask people directly for the sales and disguise it as, oh, you're so special, you are going to become an important part of our brand by making this purchase. But really, you're not. Anyway, that's enough yapping for now. I'm quite the yapper if you couldn't tell. I hope that I articulated everything well. It's my first time making a video like this. If you liked it, please thumbs up, comment, and let me know that you liked it. Share it with a friend. And if you have any stories related to what I talked about today or similar to these types of scams, totally share them in the comments. I would love to hear them and react to them and just hear what other crazy scam stories people have, because there's so many out there and you have to be careful who you trust and who you give your information to. And if you really liked this video, make sure to subscribe. I do other fun content that's less formal than this and more so just, you know, my everyday life. But it's interesting because although this is kind of like a formal sit down, this is a scam. It's kind of like a glimpse into part of my life because I get messages like this all the time, and I finally decided to just look into it and see what's going on and what the catch is. And so it's kind of related. Okay, so you might like my other stuff. So go watch my other stuff. If this is the first video you've seen from me, feel free to subscribe. I might do more videos like this depending on how it's received. Just let me know what you think. I have some other ideas in mind that I have just noticed and would like to look into because I'm curious. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss those, and I will see you in a future video.